Every year, my family and I take part in a ritualistic visit to our local Walmart on Thanksgiving evening, eager to snag the best deals as we kicked off the holiday shopping season. The store's flickering fluorescent lights and the hum of anticipation among the shoppers created an oddly festive atmosphere. Little did I know that this year's Black Friday adventure would take a horrifying turn, plunging me into a nightmare that still haunts my every waking moment. The Walmart parking lot was a chaotic mosaic of brake lights and scurrying shoppers. My family and I joined the throng, armed with a meticulous shopping list and a strategy to navigate the crowded aisles. As we entered the store, the muffled roar of the crowd filled the air. Sale signs beckoned from every corner, promising discounts that seemed almost too good to be true. As I perused the aisles, my eyes fixated on the array of discounted gadgets and festive decorations. The joy of the holiday season permeated the air, but beneath the surface, an undercurrent of tension simmered. The quest for a good deal had transformed Walmart into a battleground, and I found myself navigating through the chaos with wary determination. In the toy section, I overheard a mother and daughter excitedly discussing the perfect Christmas gift. The joyous chatter was abruptly interrupted by a commotion near the entrance. A man, disheveled and wild-eyed, pushed through the crowd, sending shoppers scattering in his wake. He stumbled and fell to the floor, drawing the attention of store security. Curiosity compelled me to inch closer. The man mumbled incoherently, his gaze darting around as if searching for an unseen threat. Two security guards approached cautiously, attempting to assess the situation. Just as it seemed they had the situation under control, the man's eyes locked onto mine and a shiver ran down my spine. Without warning, he sprang to his feet and rushed towards me, his movements erratic and fueled by a manic desperation. Panic gripped me as he grabbed my arm, his grip vice-like. The security guards reacted swiftly, attempting to restrain him, but his strength seemed unnatural, as if possessed by some unseen force. I thrashed and fought, my pleas drowned out by the chaotic noise of the Black Friday crowd. The man's intentions became chillingly clear. He wasn't just disoriented, he had targeted me with a disturbing purpose. The struggle escalated as he dragged me towards the exit, his grip unyielding. Panic set in, but my shouts for help were lost in the loudness of the crowd. Desperation fueled my fight for freedom, and I aimed a swift kick at his knee, causing him to momentarily lose his balance. Seizing the opportunity, I broke free from his grasp and sprinted towards the nearest security guard. The man, now surrounded, wore an evil grin as he was subdued by the guards. His garbled threats and cryptic muttering sent a chill through my veins, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I had narrowly escaped a fate far more sinister than a mere scuffle in a Walmart. Shaken and terrified, I reunited with my family, recounting the harrowing encounter. We decided it was best to abandon our Black Friday mission and head home. The once festive atmosphere of the store now felt tainted, and the specter of danger lingered in the air. As we approached the exit, a store announcement crackled over the intercom, urging shoppers to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity. The incident had sent shockwaves through the once jovial crowd, transforming Walmart into a place of collective unease. The drive home was filled with a heavy silence, the weight of what had transpired sinking in. The familiar glow of holiday decorations that adorned the houses we passed seemed eerily juxtaposed against the darkness that had unfolded in the Walmart aisles. News reports later revealed the man's troubled history, linking him to a series of disturbing incidents in the area. The unsettling truth dawned on me. He wasn't just a random assailant. His intentions seemed to be part of a broader pattern, one that hinted at a more sinister agenda. The incident left a lasting mark on my perception of holiday shopping. The glittering facade of Black Friday deals and Christmas cheer now carries an undertone of caution. The pursuit of discounts had taken a backseat to the chilling realization that danger could lurk in the most unexpected places, even amid the bright lights and festive decorations of a Walmart on Thanksgiving evening. Thanksgiving was always a special occasion in our family. No matter where we were or how far we had scattered, we made it a point to come together for a hearty feast. This year, I found myself boarding a plane back to my hometown, after months away. The excitement of seeing my family again mingled with the anticipation of devouring my mom's legendary turkey. As I stepped into our cozy home, the familiar scent of Thanksgiving wafted through the air, promising a banquet that would rival all others. Hugs and laughter filled the living room as I reunited with my parents, siblings, and even the old family dog, Max. Everything seemed perfect, but little did I know that this Thanksgiving would unravel into a nightmare that defied reason. The evening progressed seamlessly. The table was set, adorned with the finest china, and the golden brown turkey took center stage. We gathered around, a mix of nostalgia and joy coursing through our veins. As we shared stories and passed around heaping plates of food, an unspoken warmth enveloped us. But then, a chill crept into the room. The front door creaked open, and a gust of wind extinguished the candles. Everyone turned to look, expecting another family member who might have arrived late. However, the doorway remained empty, the only evidence of an unwelcome guest being the lingering cold that clung to the air. My mom, always the welcoming hostess, got up to investigate. She returned with furrowed brows, muttering about the wind playing tricks. We dismissed it, attributing the unease to the drafty old house. Little did we know, that was just the beginning. As the evening wore on, a subtle shift settled over the dinner table. The lively chatter dwindled, replaced by an uneasy silence. I caught glimpses of my family exchanging nervous glances, their eyes betraying a shared discomfort that hung thick in the air. The flickering candles producing dancing shadows on the walls, distorting the familiar surroundings into a haunting spectacle. Max, our usually exuberant dog, now huddled in a corner, whimpering as if sensing an evil presence. I tried to shake off the unease, chalking it up to the eerie ambiance and the quirks of an old house. But then came the footsteps, soft, deliberate, and unmistakably foreign. The sound echoed through the hallway, drawing our collective attention. My mom exchanged glances with my dad, both of them wearing expressions that mirrored my growing sense of dread. "Did someone forget to mention they invited a friend?" my sister joked, attempting to lighten the mood. The forced laughter that followed did little to dispel the tension. The footsteps continued, growing louder and more deliberate, as if whoever was approaching sought to make their presence known. The door to the dining room swung open with a slow, agonizing creak. A figure stood in the doorway, shrouded in darkness, their features obscured. The room fell silent as we stared at the uninvited guest who had disrupted our Thanksgiving. "Who are you?" my dad finally spoke up, his voice shaky but determined. No response. The figure remained motionless, a silhouette against the dimly lit hallway. A sense of foreboding settled over the room, and I felt a knot tighten in my stomach. "Enough of this," my brother declared, rising from his seat. He approached the intruder, but as he stepped closer, a guttural growl emanated from the shadows. The figure recoiled, and the room plunged into darkness. Panic ensued as the lights flickered, and the air became charged with an otherworldly energy. A cold wind swept through the room, extinguishing the candles once more. In the brief moments of darkness, I heard whispers, incomprehensible and haunting, echoing in the void. When the lights flickered back to life, the intruder was gone. My family and I sat frozen, the remnants of a disrupted Thanksgiving dinner scattered across the table. Fear clung to the air like a thick fog, and no amount of rationalization could dispel the terror that had taken root in our home. Despite our attempts to salvage the evening, the atmosphere remained tainted. The uninvited guest had left an indelible mark on our Thanksgiving, turning a joyous occasion into a chilling encounter with the unknown. As the night wore on, the feeling of being watched lingered, clouding over our attempts to return to normalcy. To this day, the memory of that Thanksgiving dinner haunts us. The uninvited guest, a mysterious entity that defied explanation, left an inerasable scar on our family. My name is Carrie, and I'm about to share with you a story that happened to me last year, the day before Thanksgiving. It was supposed to be a heartwarming experience, helping out at the local turkey drive to provide holiday meals for those in need. Little did I know that what started as a good deed would turn into a nightmarish encounter with a creepy stranger. So it's the afternoon, and I'm at the community center with a bunch of volunteers, ready to hand out turkeys to families who could use a little help during the holidays. The atmosphere was festive, with laughter, and filled with the satisfaction of doing something good for the community. As I'm handing out turkeys and sharing smiles, I notice this guy lingering on the outskirts of the crowd. He's tall, dressed in a shabby coat that seemed out of place in the crisp November weather. What struck me the most were his eyes, piercing and cold, like he was sizing up the entire scene. At first I shrugged it off, thinking maybe he was just a loner who needed a meal. But as the day went on, his presence became more unnerving. Every time I looked in his direction, he was there, staring back at me with those intense eyes. It was as if he was watching my every move. It began to get dark out, and the temperature dropped. Most of the volunteers had packed up, but a few of us decided to stick around to make sure everyone got a turkey. I saw the creepy guy still hanging around, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off about him. As the crowd thinned out, I noticed the guy approaching, a sinister grin spreading across his face. He asked if I could help him find a turkey for his family, and against my better judgment, I agreed. Maybe he was just down on his luck, right? We walked toward the remaining turkeys, and the atmosphere grew tense. The guy started asking strange, personal questions, making my skin crawl. It was like he knew too much about me, as if he had been watching me for a while. I brushed it off as paranoia, but his unsettling grin never wavered. When we reached the turkey bins, he abruptly grabbed my arm, his grip icy. Panic surged through me, and I tried to pull away, but he held on tight. He muttered something about needing more than just a turkey, his words sending shivers down my spine. I managed to break free and stumbled backward, heart pounding. The guy's demeanor changed in an instant. His eyes narrowed and a malicious smirk twisted his face. It was clear he had ill intentions, and I knew I needed to get away from him. I darted through the darkened parking lot, glancing back to see him following, his pace quickening. My heart raced as I reached my car, fumbling to unlock the door. Just as I thought I had escaped, I heard his voice behind me, a low, menacing whisper. He knew my name, my address, details about my life that I never shared with him. Fear gripped me, and I slammed the car door shut, speeding away from the community center. I didn't go straight home. Instead, I drove in circles, trying to shake off the feeling of being followed. But every time I glanced in the rearview mirror, I half expected to see that creepy guy's face leering at me from the darkness. When I finally felt safe enough to return home, I locked every door and window, paranoid that he might somehow find me. I couldn't sleep that night, haunted by the encounter at the turkey drive. Who was that guy, and why did he target me? These questions echoed through my mind, leaving me unsettled and afraid. The next day was Thanksgiving, but the holiday spirit felt tainted by the previous night's events. I couldn't shake the feeling that the creepy guy might still be lurking out there, watching, waiting. My family tried to reassure me, but the unease lingered, casting a shadow over what should have been a day of celebration and gratitude. I reported the incident to the police, but without any concrete evidence, there wasn't much they could do. They suggested keeping an eye out for any suspicious activity and encouraged me to stay vigilant. To this day, I can't shake the memory of that creepy encounter. The turkey drive, meant to spread joy and goodwill, had become a nightmarish experience that left me questioning the safety of the community I thought I knew. So, be careful out there, especially during the holidays. You never know who might be lurking in the shadows, watching, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on more spine-chilling tales. Subscribe now for weekly scares. Hit that red button and join our journey into the unknown.